Welcome to PGTV News. Here are our top stories. Polk County Schools are looking for sponsors. Find out why and how you can help.
Florida Polytechnic students are developing an outer space solution. Find out how this can help future astronauts.
Hello and welcome to PGTV News. I'm Stephen Barnes.
And I am Tina Mann. Polk County Schools is looking for sponsors to cover background checks. There is an average of about 2,500 volunteers each year that help out with Polk County Schools. The average cost of each background check is about $40. Lori Cunningham, a Polk County School Board member, applauds the efforts to find a corporate sponsor to cover the cost, but she also wants to see if small businesses can sponsor. Polk County Schools will continue to reach out to corporations as well as local businesses. We'll keep you updated on the story when we learn more.
It's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. I mean, and it's a good idea because there's not many places that actually charge their volunteers a fee. It's usually covered and it encourages volunteerism.
Right.
Because for a lot of parents, there's a large majority of our county who lives in the poverty level, and it may be cost prohibitive for them to be able to volunteer at their kids' school.
But it's expensive. It's expensive for the schools.
It is.
Well, Polk State College has been recognized for its partnership with Polk County Public Schools for the Establishing Leaders in Teacher Education program, which creates a path for aspiring teachers. Polk State is just one of 4 colleges recognized this year by Florida College System Chancellor Madeline Pumariega, who presented the awards during the Association of Florida Colleges' 69th annual meeting and conference on November 7th in Orlando. The Elite program launched this year and received national attention for its innovative approach to filling not only a local workforce need, but also a demand for teachers across the country. Chancellor Madeline Pumariega said she applauds Florida colleges for their commitment to excellence and innovation. She also states it is this commitment that keeps the Florida college system in the forefront as a national leader in higher education. Very good.
Yes, there's a great demand for teachers all over the state. I know here, especially in Polk County, they had a lot of shortages, so it's cool that they're, starting at the lower levels and working with them to become teachers.
Yep.
On Friday, December 7th, Polk State College will unveil its Steelcase Education Active Learning Classroom. Polk State was one of 16 institutions in North America to receive a Steelcase Education Active Learning Center grant in 2018. Used to create an active learning classroom, this grant is a 2-year partnership between Steelcase Education and Polk State, who are working together to assess and research the impact of the newly designed space. Active learning classrooms are student-centered, technology-rich classrooms with large student tables and movable seating designed to facilitate and promote participation and learning. The Steelcase Education Active Learning Center grant program has invested approximately $1 million to improve classrooms across North America. Polk State was chosen out of more than 1,000 applications for its unique approach to active learning. Students enrolled in a dozen education courses will benefit from the upgraded space. Polk State President Angela Garcia Falconetti said, "The creation of the Steelcase Active Learning Classroom allows the college to take student engagement to the next level, ensuring that Polk State's teachers candidates are well prepared for our local classrooms."
This is pretty cool. I've seen some pictures of some of the classrooms they've done before. Really neat concepts there.
It is a really neat concept because they're learning more and more about how people learn differently, and not all kids do. And this kind of takes the regimented,
static,
and where some people may not be able to see the board, and takes that out and just makes it more friendly and just user friendly.
It'll be interesting to see when they unveil this here in December what it's going to look like.
Choose, yeah.
Well, it's been 14 months since Hurricane Irma, and some Florida citrus growers are beginning to receive financial relief through the Wildfires and Hurricanes Indemnity Program, or WIP. Citrus Mutual estimates growers will get $100 million in federal relief through WIP, which was part of a $2.6 billion agricultural relief package Congress approved for victims of all 2017 hurricanes and wildfires in the United States. There are 1,000 growers still waiting for the financial relief. The USDA did not begin accepting WIP applications until July, and WIP checks only recently have gone out to the first applicants. That's a much needed infusion of funds for the farmers.
It really is. And, you know, it's been frustrating for them to have to wait that long to apply, but at least it's finally
Well, they've
there.
had to dish a lot out of pocket because they couldn't wait on the money, or their crop this year would have never been ready. So,
Right.
yeah.
At least they have some relief now.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
Fort Meade's 90-year-old John Singletary Bridge is being replaced. Florida Department of Transportation engineers are in the design phase, and the bridge will span the Peace River along US 98. The estimated cost of the bridge will be about $15 million. While the new bridge is under construction, motorists will be able to use the current bridge. The new bridge will feature wider traffic lanes, a bicycle path, and a sidewalk for pedestrians. Fort Meade City Commissioners applaud the effort of Florida Department of Transportation, and Commissioner Bob Elliott said he would like to see that bridge built sooner rather than later.
I can understand why. I've driven on that bridge before. It's pretty hairy. It gets down into that.
It is a little hairy,
yeah.
but I like the fact that they're actually going to preserve some of the historic details of the old bridge, and
Yeah.
they're building one next to it. So
That's always the struggle, is how do you preserve something that's historic but update it to something that's usable for the current time. So yeah, this will be a good solution. Speaking of a great solution, Legoland has plans to develop a 9-hole miniature golf course near its hotel. The golf course will be on about 0.29 acres of land. Construction of the golf course is expected to start in January 2019, with the hopes of its completion by August of 2019. Quick turnaround time. Katie Worthington, President and CEO of the Greater Winter Haven Chamber of Commerce, said she sees this as a fulfillment of Legoland expansion into being a premier overnight destination. Legoland is currently working on a new attraction, the Lego Movie World, which is set to open in spring 2019. It's always something new going on over there.
There is always something new, and I'm excited to find that there's going to be a new miniature golf course here in Polk County.
Katie nailed it right on the head there. Like, this is families come, they go to Legoland, and then they stay in the hotel, but then there's nothing to do in the evening. So this is going to be a great way to get families out of the hotel in the night and spend a little more money in Polk County.
Speaking of getting families outside, various Polk County communities will be having Christmas parades and tree lightings. Please remember that the 38th annual Lakeland Christmas Parade will be on Thursday, December 6th at 7 p.m. and it will be televised right here on PGTV. Polk County Fire Rescue Public Information Officer Chris Jonkier is here with tips to keep you safe this Christmas.
Hi, I'm Chris Jonkier. A trip to the hospital or a fire can ruin anyone's holiday season. Here are some safety tips from Polk County Fire Rescue to keep you safe this holiday season. Inspect electrical decorations for damage before use. Cracked or damaged sockets, loose or bare wires, and loose connections may cause a serious shock or start a fire. Do not overload electrical outlets. Overloaded electrical outlets and faulty wires are a common cause for holiday fires. Never connect more than 3 strings of lights. More than 3 strings may not only blow a fuse, but can also cause a fire. Keep your Christmas tree fresh by watering it daily. Dry trees are a serious fire hazard. Use battery-operated candles. Candles start almost half of home fires during the holidays. Keep combustibles at least 3 feet from a heat source. Decorations that were too close to heat sources were the main cause in most fires. Protect cords from damage. To avoid shock or fire hazards, cords should never be pinched by furniture, forced into small spaces such as doors or windows, placed under rugs, located near heat sources, or attached by nails or staples. Check decorations for certification labels. Most decorations that do not include a certification label have not yet been tested for safety. Stay in the kitchen when something is cooking. Unattended cooking equipment is the lead cause of home cooking fires. Finally, turn off, unplug, and extinguish all decorations when going to sleep or leaving the house. Unattended candles are the cause of 1 in 5 candle fires, and half of home fire deaths occur between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. From Polk County Fire Rescue, we hope you have a safe and happy holiday season.
We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we will tell you about some Florida Polytechnic students and their potential impact on the future of space travel.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Welcome back to PGTV News. Most likely, if you've lived in the state of Florida for a long time, you've seen rockets and shuttles take off from Cape Canaveral. Well, we recently had a chance to speak with two Florida Poly students who are also Florida natives about their research to improve space travel. Here's Sherry McCullough to tell us more.
Diatoms are a form of algae invisible to the naked eye. Yet at Florida Polytechnic, students are researching different ways to utilize diatoms. We recently spoke with Jeffrey Doback, a junior at Florida Poly, about how diatoms can actually be used to capture carbon dioxide and produce oxygen in space.
Right now, a process of electrolysis is used on the International Space Station to produce oxygen, and then they have a system called the CDRA for removing carbon dioxide, and it's just a huge machine, and it's actually fairly inefficient. So by using the diatoms, we can create this closed loop system, like I mentioned, to not only capture carbon dioxide but produce oxygen because they're photosynthetic, and also use that captured carbon dioxide to refeed diatoms to, again, reuse for the system itself.
The research project at Florida Poly is funded by the NASA Florida Space Grant Consortium. For these young researchers, the goal is to eventually make space travel more sustainable and energy efficient with diatom-created systems.
So this is actually using a lot of chemical engineering in which we mix the diatom along with the certain chemical substance. So we mixed it, we would then dry it and extract it, and we made this powdery form in which we were able to run experiments with by making it into a powder and putting this into a certain machine, the FTIR.
Florida Poly students have worked many hours during this research. Here is Assistant Professor of Biology, Dr. Melba Horton, as she tells us about the future of the research and what she envisions.
We really want to put this into a technological transfer where it can now be really applied. If NASA will not be available in that particular time when we are already ready and mature to have that, we're hoping that we can put it in a context where it can also be used even here. So, electrical plants and even cars, you need filters to get rid of carbon dioxide. So even in even homes, right? So this can be applied in so many different scenarios, and that's what we're hoping for.
The research on diatoms was scheduled to be completed in October. However, the Florida Space Grant Consortium has extended the research until the spring of 2019 because of the positive findings with the carbon dioxide capture system.
That's cool. Those guys over at Polytechnic are always working on something pretty neat. And it's kind of neat that they're working on it for space travel, but implementations like the lady said,
it can be used locally and for lots of different
in the
applications.
home eventually, possibly, and air filtration, that kind of thing. So
they're doing some cool stuff.
Yep. Well, guess what time it is now?
It's time for Neil Duncan with sports.
Hey, thanks, guys. I want to remind everyone to check the PGTV listings for weekly airings of Sports Central. When you tune in, you'll see a full hour of featured guests, athlete spotlights, and so much more. You can also tune in the radio version of Sports Central on Talk 96.7 or Talk 1430 WLKF every Tuesday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. and every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Now let's get to your Polk County sports news. Polk County will have two of its high school football teams competing for their spot in their classification state championship game. Last week in the regional finals, Lakeland won big over Tampa Plant 49-30. Victory Christian also won by a large margin 36-7 over Foundation Academy. This week, Victory Christian will be at North Florida Christian, and Orlando Edgewater will travel to Lakeland to Bryant Stadium to take on the Dreadnoughts. If each of those teams win, they'll play Friday, December 7th at Camping World Stadium in Orlando for the Class 2A and Class 7A state championships. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks Neil for that report. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in.
Remember to tune in again next week for another installment of PGTV News. We'll see you next time.